Hey guys, welcome back. Well, I'm glad to see you again. Last time when we looked at the United States map, what we talked about was the Northeast region. How'd you do on that quiz? You need to be studying that. You're going to have to know that in the next few years a lot. So you really need to make sure you're looking at that and studying it and getting used to it. Keep up with these because you might go back to them a little bit later in the year. So today what we're going to be talking about are the United States regions and the Southeast states. Now, we talked about the regions before. So here are your regions again. Remember we said that number 12 was the Northeast region, which you should know that now because you just took a quiz on that. Number 11 is the Southeast region. And number 10 is the Middle West region. Remember we skipped over 9 and we went to the West region and number 8. And number 9 is the Southwest region. So let's get right to it so that we can get this map filled out on your paper. So this is the Southeast region, and I moved the map a little bit so that you could see where they were. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time in between when I go over each one of them so that you can write in what state it is. Now the first state we're going to look at is Florida. Florida is here, and Florida has a specific shape here that you can see pretty much any time you see North America. A map of North America, you always see Florida. So right here is Florida. The next one we're going to label is Kentucky. I really hope you know where that one is. And you know what that one looks like. Right here is Kentucky. The next one we're going to label is Alabama. And there's a little key to remember these states that all look the same right here. Okay? This one is actually Louisiana. So what I tell my students to learn in 8th grade is Little Miss Alabama. Guess what that is? You're right. That's Alabama. So Little Miss Alabama goes south. And you're going to see how that fits here in just a second. The next one you're going to look at is Mississippi. Well, which one do you think that is? Little Miss yeah, you're right. That's Mississippi. And they kind of look a lot alike. Just kind of opposite, right? So that's Mississippi. The next one you're going to label is Tennessee, and I'm sure most of you have been to Tennessee. So when you're traveling south, you hit Tennessee. The next one is West Virginia. Now I had to make this fit in there a little bit, and I'm sure if you've been to Charleston, West Virginia, or even Williamson, West Virginia, then right here is West Virginia. It was actually part of Virginia for a while. That's the reason why it's known as West Virginia. That changes during the Civil War because Virginia wants to secede or break away from the Union, and West Virginia doesn't. So then West Virginia is created. The next one you're going to look at is North Carolina. Now be careful with these, okay? I have a lot of problems sometimes with people wanting to put north and south in opposite places. North is up, right? And we know our directions, north, south, and east and west, right? East to the right, west to the left. Yeah. So, this one is North Carolina, right below Virginia, which we'll label Virginia in a second, but there's North Carolina. The next one is Georgia. Remember our little saying, Little Miss Alabama goes, you're right, there's your Georgia, okay? Little Miss Alabama goes south. Yeah, that's right. So, the next one we're going to label is Virginia, and I've already kind of showed you where that is, but this right here is Virginia. The next one is Arkansas. Arkansas is right here. That's Arkansas. Then we have Louisiana. Remember that? Little Miss Alabama goes south. You're right. That's Louisiana. Louisiana looks like a foot, and I'll point that out to you at a later time. It's kind of cool. And then the last one that you have to do is South Carolina. You guessed it. Little Miss Alabama goes, there you go, south. South Carolina. And watch, North Carolina is above South Carolina. North and south. Okay? Good job. Now flip that over because you got to write down some capitals. Okay? Now you have a list of those capitals on the bottom of your page. The first one we're going to look at is Florida. Now, Florida has a pretty long name for a capital. It's Tallahassee. Tallahassee is the capital of Florida. Kentucky. Does anybody know what Kentucky's capital is? Come on. Yeah, it's Frankfort. Frankfort, Kentucky. What about Alabama? Alabama is Montgomery. Montgomery, Alabama. And remember, I said to kind of associate these names and things with this, okay? Mississippi. Jackson. Jackson, Mississippi. Tennessee. Some of you may have been there. Nashville. Home of the Grand Ole Opry. Nashville, Tennessee. West Virginia. I'd say some of you have been there too. Charleston, West Virginia is the capital of West Virginia. North Carolina. The capital is Raleigh. Georgia. Atlanta. Sometimes when you drive to Florida to go to Disney World or Orlando or Universal Studios, you might drive through Atlanta. Lots of lanes of traffic. Not a fan of driving through that. Virginia. Richmond. Arkansas. Little Rock, Arkansas. Louisiana. Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. South Carolina. Columbia. Columbia, South Carolina. Now, if you go to Myrtle Beach, sometimes you drive through Columbia if you go that way. But these are the states and capitals for the southeast region. If you need to take a minute to write these down, that's great. You might want to visit that tour the states video that I showed you before where he's writing down all those states and capitals. And study for your quiz. Have a great day. See ya.